All right, we're live. What's up, brothers? So, got an awesome show for you guys tonight. Have a very special guest who's going to join me in a moment. Wanted to thank you guys for watching last night's show on the exit from Canada. I've never received so many emails and DMs from guys offering assistance with their expertise. So, I might even bring one or two of those guys onto my show next to really talk about that in specifics. But tonight, the show is what high value men want from women. And well, I figured why not bring in a guy that, would be considered a high value dude to kind of collab with me on this one. I think if I'm not mistaken, has made $60 million in his career and has 2 World Series rings. So Aubrey Huff, how you doing, brother?
Good, Rich. Thanks for having me on the show, man.
Yeah, man. I really enjoy chopping it up with you when I get a chance. So it's good to do this again. I think last time was last summer sometime. But yeah, did I get those stats right on you? It was 2 World Series rings and 60 mil throughout the entire career.
That's right, 60 million, and yeah, 13-year career, and I consider myself high value. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, speaking of high value, obviously, I actually read your book since the last time that we've talked. I read your book, and it was absolutely like I've told you, like you and Rolo. I've came across you guys a couple years back, and gosh, if I would have known that shit that you guys have been writing about for years, if I would have known all that stuff back when I was younger, it would have saved a lot of time and energy. So,
Nice.
Yeah. So I just want to say I appreciate your work in this space, my friend.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate the recognition. I mean, I wish I watched baseball so I could have followed your career, but I'm not a guy that can sit there and watch other guys chase excellence. It's always been me to go and do something. But I get like it just draws eyeballs, man. You did real well in your career. You're in your 40s now, early 40s. You're divorced, 2 kids.
44, divorced, 2 kids. I'm in that spinning plates mode right now, which is fantastic.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm at that point in my life. You're talking about a high value, what a high value man's looking for in a woman. I'm very picky, bro. And I've always been that way, and I will not settle for something I don't believe I deserve. And you talk about a lot of red flags and things of that nature from women. You post a lot of great tantrums from women. I love watching your feed.
I know, right?
And, the biggest thing I do, I think now as I'm dating and I'm going out with girls is the minute I meet them or whatever, I got to get their Instagram handle.
Right.
And I've got to kind of filter through that to see what kind of woman is she showing so much ass, doing all of her selfies? Is she posting her? Is there any red?
She's selling her butthole on OnlyFans.
Right,
yeah.
She's kissing and looking for all these like DMs from guys. I'm out immediately. I don't care how hot she is. So
yeah, like I know, like I think last time I talked to you, like you were basically looking for an LTR,
a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
No, not really. I might.
Okay, so that's changed a bit.
Yeah. I've just kind of gotten to the point where I love my freedom. I'm enjoying my time with my boys. I'm launching a new company, and I'm really working hard with that. It's basically taken up all my time. I just opened it up like literally within the last 3 weeks, and it's fucking exploded. I was definitely undershot the demand for these shirts that I'm selling, but yeah, I mean, I'm just really working on me, and like I said, man, I was married for 11 years and 2 boys, and I'm living life. And if something comes along that blows me away, sweeps me off my feet, and she checks every box, I'm down.
Yeah. But, so what do you normally look for? Like, what are the qualities that you look in? A woman, if you're going to spend any time with her on a long-term basis beyond just like a plate status, or somebody that becomes an FWB in your life, and you may call her girlfriend, you may not, whatever. Maybe it goes in any number of directions. But what do you typically look for in women when you're trying to vet them for, hey, listen, you're an athlete, you made a lot of money, you're a good-looking guy, you're tall, like you tick off every box that chicks are looking for, generally speaking. So what do you look for?
Yeah, it's real. I got to be honest with you. It's really hard this day and age for guys like me, because I believe marriage, and a lot of, most women know what I've done in the past. So it's kind of hard to know what they're really after. So you really, really got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think one of the most important things for me is, does she have a strong family background? Does she have a good father? to me, that's really huge. Does she have a good mother? I mean, was she grown up in a great family environment? Because I feel like women that don't, that I've dated, they're train wrecks. They typically are. Dads beat them or abuse them or left them. Mom's a drug addict. You just don't.
Do you see a lot of daddy issues in Southern California?
I mean, I would say in the last 5 years I've been divorced, 60% of the women I've taken out have had daddy issues. And
yeah, I found the same thing here in Toronto, dude. It's like, you sit down, it's like, they hate their father. They won't talk to their father. Like any one of those, their father abused their mother, their father ran off on them when they were a kid. It's like, well, hold on a sec, sweetheart. Like, you sure about that? You sure maybe mom didn't push him out of the house? Like, did he really run off on you? Like, have you kind of dug into this one? Right. Just to see if they've done some work, right? Like, that's one of the things that I look for.
Yeah, 1000%. And, there's got to be a level of confidence there that she has, and not boss bitch confidence. I can't stand that bullshit. But,
boss girl, hashtag boss girl, buddy. Come on, sign up for that, man.
Like boss bitch.
Don't you want to come home to a disagreeable woman after a hard day's work, bro?
Right. I want dinner on the table. I want you to have your feminine energy at home. I'll bring my masculine energy home, and then we can really have some fun. But when a woman's trying to outdo the man masculinity wise and trying to bring home the bacon, it doesn't work. And I feel like the gender roles in today's society have been reversed. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, Rich, I believe in marriage, 1920s, 1930s, when that fucking meant something. Women loved being at home. They took pride in being at home and raising the kids, while the man went out and provided for the family.
They stayed for any and all reasons back then, dude. There was really no divorce.
Absolutely. And now we live in a society now where women are like being empowered by radical feminists to go out there and work. Men are getting kicked in the balls to be staying home. And what's happening is you have all these, like, like I said, the roles are reversing, and it's easy for a woman now to just bolt in a marriage if things get hard. They don't want to work, because all they have to do is say, you know what? I don't really want to work on this. This guy's rich as shit. And then their friends get in their ears and they're thinking, well, you know what, honey, if he's treating you like shit, you deserve better. Take half his shit, go away. And they're instant millionaires. So I have a little story in my book about that. I know you read it, but it's like, I was sitting in Starbucks and this chick was basically told by her best friend, like, I can take half his shit and not have to put up with this dumbass too. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like,
and until
why would you sign up for that?
Yeah, I mean, like, until that changes in the court system,
unfortunately, it's not going to anytime. We're never going to see it.
The rate's going to go higher and higher.
In our lifetime, I don't see that changing. I don't like. It's going to take women getting together, ripping off the pink pussy hats, throwing them away, burning them, and saying, you know what, ladies, let's go march on Capitol Hill for the guys today. Let's change the marriage law so they're not hostile towards fathers, right? Like, that's what it's going to take.
Well, I don't necessarily, I do blame them, but I blame more the white knight beta cut bitches that are like the males.
Well, they reinforce it.
Yeah, that they're the guys there at the rallies for these feminists, holding the signs, and that gives these women a sense of like, oh, guys are with us. Those aren't men.
Yeah,
those are not men. Those are. They
don't want to bang those guys.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, so it's definitely, like, you talk about a high value man, and I say this to my friends all the time. I tell people, listen, there is no reason for a high value man in today's society to ever get married. Never.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
it's unfortunate, but that's the reality of it, right? I mean, if you've got half a brain in your head,
you have everything to lose and nothing to gain. Yeah. Especially, I mean, if you want kids, have kids. If you want to have, like, for me, I want a life partner. I would love a life partner at some point, right? Right now, I'm kind of enjoying my freedom. And if she comes along, great. That's awesome. But we have to complement each other, right? She's got to have some kind of brains on her. She's got to have some kind of dreams for herself, to where she's not latching on to me 24/7, texting me 10 times a day. I need space. I'm an independent guy, and I don't need you around all the time. So that's hard to find too, Rich. Like, there's so many insecure women out there that think just because I don't text her back in the next 2 hours,
right?
Holy shit. It's like a fucking crate. It's unbelievable. Like, I'm sorry, I was working out.
They have a complete spaz, right? Like a big meltdown.
Yeah. That's a red flag right there.
Let me ask you this question. So I got a couple of notes here that I dropped in the description. So let me run. This is what I think high value men should seek as far as qualities in women: femininity, awareness, and awareness in the sense where I don't expect women to take ownership for many of the things that they do. I mean, some guys want women to take ownership for being hypergamous, right? And cheating on them. It's like, well, dude, like I talked to this guy a couple of weeks ago, Huff, who was a young man. He was about 20, 23, 24. And, you know, he was going out drinking with his stepbrother. And his stepbrother got drunk, passed out on the floor, puked all over himself. And his wife started chatting up this other guy. And he's like, you know, I just can't trust women. It's like, dude, okay, put yourself in her shoes for a sec, right? You know, if you're going to be a passed out loser drunk on the floor and this guy becomes, you know, her better option, it doesn't matter that she's married. Hypergamy does not fucking care, right? So I'm talking about some level of awareness, not ownership. I'm talking about some level of awareness as far as the masculine feminine roles, and taking a little bit of ownership and putting some investment into herself on any areas in her past that need to be dealt with. Guys are really, really good at wanting to do the work. Not all will execute on it, but I wish that more men that are on the top shelf looking for women would look for women with some level of awareness. The other thing that I said, following that up, was ownership, maturity in the sense that they don't have a hissy fit. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you don't text her back within, you know, her 2-hour time frame in her head, and then she has a complete meltdown over you. That's like a level of maturity that you expect out of some women by a certain age, right? I mean, like a 12-year-old, I expect to throw a hissy for, you know, from time to time. So there's maturity. Class, I mean, it speaks for itself. She doesn't show up with like a big, you know, jail tat on her shoulder when you take her out to a classy event and she's wearing an evening dress. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Beauty, obviously, you know, fertility cues, boobs, hips, you know, bum, a compliment to a man's life. And essentially, I watched a Coach Red Pill video the other day, and I haven't watched very many of his stuff lately, but it popped in my feed, and he was talking about what to look for in women, and he basically boiled it down to a cheerleader, and I have to agree with him. I think that you want a woman that is your cheerleader. You know, she's got your back. So those are the main ones that I thought that men should seek. Is there anything there that you look for, you know, beyond that, or is there anything that you would cross off that list?
Well, you know, I think, no, I love all that, but I think, you know, like I'll take my marriage for example. I was married 11 years, and when I had the baseball gear on, I was making $10 million a year. I'm coming home every night. My wife at the time, when I'd come home at 11 o'clock at night, and she'd be in lingerie, just fresh out of the shower, wet, ready to just fuck the shit out of me every night, right? Mm-hmm. I was the alpha. I was the guy, and I knew it, and I felt it. I was confident, and I knew when I came home, she was going to be that way. And I knew she wanted me. You could just see.
Dude, you're making $10 million a year. You're a jacked athlete, and you've probably got rings at this point, or on your way to getting rings, right?
Right. And it's just, I knew that was going to happen. So obviously, as a man, your confidence level is huge. You know, and you feel like a man, and she's treating you like one. I was being treated like one. And that made me feel fucking great. I was excited to go home. And then I retired. And then I made the mistake. I wish I had your book of going, okay, you know, honey, I'm done. I'm retired. Why don't you go live your dreams? I'm going to go every day, take the kids to school. I'll go grocery shopping. I'll do the laundry. I just want you to work on you. And so essentially I was doing all these things every day for months on end.
So you actually tried to beta-tize yourself by making yourself less so she could become more.
Yeah. I baited myself. And that's why I'm so passionate about not to other men not to do that. Yeah. And I started feeling less of a man. I started feeling like a caged fucking lion, bro. And I started getting depressed. I started resenting her because I felt less of a man. And it really wasn't her fault. I had done it to myself. And I could see her energy towards me kind of back away. I got to the point where I was starting to have to beg for sex. Yeah. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
That's when the clock is ticking down to the end of that relationship.
She started getting into fitness really big time.
Oh, yeah.
And then she started going out with her friends till 4 a.m. I'm like,
we gotta have a ladies' night, Aubrey. Gotta have a ladies' night, bro.
I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? Mm-hmm. And before you know it, I'm like pissed off because I'm tired of begging for sex. We get in a big fight. I move out. We get separated for a while. It eventually leads to a divorce. Mm-hmm. And I look back at it now. I'm like, fuck, I did that to myself. Yep. Right. I didn't put her, what would you talk about frame? Yeah. Right. I put this ridiculous frame around myself as a bitch at home doing woman's work. That's not attractive to a female.
Nope.
And as I look back at it now, I realize my mistake. And that's why I'm so passionate now about what you guys are doing and what I dabble a little bit in what you guys do, but not like you guys do. And that's why I kind of opened up this new company, Alpha American Apparel, because I want guys to know you can never stop being alpha, because the minute you stop, you're no longer desired by a woman. And
here let's do a little bit of pitch here for the gear and the site. So we got our sexy bitch model over here, Mr. Huff, wearing the Alpha American apparel. So if you want to check it out, you can go to alphaamerican.com and grab some of his Alpha American apparel. I'll just drop that in the chat for you.
Thanks for that, brother. That was awesome.
Yeah, man, full on plug for you, bro. You got a bunch of different shirts in here, right?
Yeah, so I got 4 shirts there. That's the initial jump.
And the participation trophies, Alphas Don't Kneel, Alpha American logo t-shirt, and Aubrey Huff t-shirt. Nice.
Yeah. And then I got 5 more coming this weekend. There'll be Make America Alpha Again. So nice. There'll be some really good ones this weekend too to add to it. We just literally launched 2 weeks ago, and it's blowing up. It's blowing up.
All right. Okay, so back to the topic. Let me go back up here to my notes. So we covered that. You were talking about the betatization process that you pushed yourself through unknowingly. I mean, now you know what it is. So, I mean, let me ask you this question, like as an aside. Do you ever find yourself catching yourself before you do something stupid, like your old plugged-in ways? Like in my book, I talk about the process of the unplugging from the comforting lies and realizing the uncomfortable truth. Do you yourself, like as you're going about your day, if you're responding to a text, if you're dealing with a chick or something, do you actually have to catch yourself from time to time and be like, oh no, that's some beta shit, let me fix that?
It happens to me all the time. And it's almost like an addiction, right? I'll get a text from a girl I just first started seeing, whatever, and she'll text me, and my initial response is, even if I'm working out, to text her right back while I'm working out. And I'm like, oh fuck no, don't do that. Don't do that. Finish your workout, do what you have to do, you can get back to her. And that's something that's one of my big things that I've really had to become cognizant of, because there's this level, I think Rollo talks about it, about competition anxiety, right?
Yep.
If you're not getting right back to them, they're like, what the fuck else is he doing? Is he with somebody else? What if you're responding to a woman immediately every time she texts, you don't have nothing going on.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, because they'll tell you that they want the attention, they'll tell you that they want to be responded to. But what they actually respond to, what they actually want, is they want that 2 or 3 hour delay because you're busy working out.
Yeah. Or you're out there working on your dreams. You're making some bank. You're doing something.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, really, that's one of my biggest ones. Other than that, that's one thing I'm like, just don't text, put it away.
Exactly. Here, I got some traits here that I think dudes need to be aware of. And how much time you got for us, Aubrey? Because I run the show for 90 minutes. I usually take call-ins. I mean, you can stay as long as you want. I know you're a busy guy, but
I have dinner at 6:30, and it's about I'm ready to go for it right now. So I'm 15 minutes away from it. So if I got out of here, yeah, I'll be good.
Cool. Yeah, I just want to be respectful of your time frame. So real quick, guys, I'm going to throw up this ticker on the bottom, because the next thing that I'm going to talk about here is what high-value men should avoid in women. Okay, we talked about qualities that they should seek. Aubrey and I swapped a couple stories as well, but I want you guys to pay attention to what you should avoid. And bottom over here, I mean, if you haven't read my book, at least get on my email list and get the free chapter on the red flags. It's just entrepreneursandcars.com/red flags right there. Hit that. You can get on the list and you get my chapter on red flags. It's totally free. Or buy the book, whatever. Doesn't matter to me. But I think that that's an important thing that men need to consider. But high-value men specifically should avoid disagreeable women. I didn't include that as a specific red flag, but I peppered in, things like single moms and feminists and stuff like that. But unhealthy women that have either, I mean, I'm just going to say they're just obese. I mean, something like 60% of the North American population is fat or obese or morbidly obese, but they fall in that category. Men, high-value men that are spoiled for choice, that have women's attention, don't want to be with morbidly obese women. They don't want to deal with diabetes. They don't want to deal with a chick that, her knees hurt when she's climbing up the stairs. He doesn't want to be like, Tell me, Aubrey. I mean, you look like you're a guy that likes a spinner. You want a spinner, right? Come on, work with
That
me.
has to be said. Do actual
I believe so.
high value men actually date obese women? Like
they do consider them, and I've actually talked to a few dudes that make serious bank. I mean, like, my coaching rate's high. Like, I deal on the top shelf. I'm dealing with entrepreneurs. I'm dealing with athletes. I'm dealing with lawyers, doctors. So I've talked to quite a few men that have gotten involved, like high value men that have gotten involved with fat women. And there are problems that come out of that. Addictions too, like she's an alcoholic, or she smokes like 3 packs of cigarettes a day, or she's got heroin, whatever. Popping pills. Like, guys, pay attention to these things. Like, the very first thing that you should do when you use her bathroom is open up her medicine cabinet and see what kind of pills she's got in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Because trust me, she's looking in yours.
I don't understand how a man would get himself to be successful, fit, get himself to the highest peak of alphahood, right, if you will, and then pick an obese woman that has drug addiction and smoking problems.
Some of the time they didn't have those issues when they met them, but they still tolerate them.
You know what I'm saying? It turned out that way.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like, you know, she popped out a couple of kids and then stopped giving a damn about her figure and blimped out to 300 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, your options are to get divorced then. Either, you know, leave her with an ultimatum. She doesn't do anything, then get divorced. I mean, either that or stay married to a war pig. It's up to you.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem too. I hope you have a prenup at that point, because if you divorce her, it takes away half.
That's the problem with marriage, right? Yeah. I mean, women aren't particularly incentivized to maintain their level of beauty. There's no consequence to exiting a marriage for women these days. So why stay fit if you don't have to?
Yeah, so you married a dime. She gets fat. She refuses to lose weight for you, and so you're essentially paying a pig for the rest of your life. I mean, it's just that's criminal, and that should be like in court. Like, that should have been a part of the agreement, like for a prenuptial agreement. If you get fat, then you have no money coming to you. You got to stay to a certain standard of beauty.
Okay, so we're going to turn that into a clip. So that'll be on the Clips channel, because that was a great rant. We're also going to go carry on single moms. I shouldn't have to tell you guys, don't cuck yourself. Like, there are rare scenarios where it might be considered, but in most cases, you don't want to burden yourself with that. The unhappy and the unlucky. This was in one of my red flags. I don't know what the numbers are today, but the last time I heard was from some study like 7 or 8 years ago. And there was a large chunk of the female population, like it was either 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 almost, that are on prescription medications, antidepressants, SSRIs, that kind of stuff. And they're perpetually unhappy and unlucky. And they got to pop these things to try to, chill themselves out. And they have all these other issues at times. Box wine. Smashing back the box wine. This is another big one that I see a lot of, especially when women get over 30 even. Unhappy, unlucky. We got promiscuous women. Again, like, high value men are spoiled for choice. I said this in my book a few times, and you'll hear me say it on Twitter from time to time, but beautiful women are not a scarce resource out there. There's lots of beautiful women. Okay. There's a lot. Almost every 20-year-old that's not obese or has any, outstanding health issues is going to be beautiful for the most part. There's some ugly ones, but, setting that aside, they're going to be beautiful. Promiscuous women are problematic. If women are concerned with what? A man's future. Does he have the ability to earn, preside, protect over her and the family, right? Blah, 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 all that stuff. Can he make it rain? Is he able to solve problems? Is he competent? What do men look at? They should be looking at her past. Where has she been? What has she done with her time? Who has she done with her time? Right. So promiscuity is important. I talk about it in my book as well, because you've got a better chance of forming a healthy bond to a woman. She's got a far better chance, in fact, than you do. Your notch count doesn't matter so much, but she does if she's got a lower notch count over a long term. So promiscuity is something that high value men should look out for. You want to try to avoid those women. Feminist women, which, I mean, dude, you live in California. You must run into this all the time.
Dude. They're everywhere, bro. And not only feminist women, but I think more along the lines of the beta cuck white knights are everywhere. I mean, there's more of those out here than there is feminist women.
Like the guy with the skinny jeans and the man bun.
You won't believe the amount of women I've talked to out here. Like, dude, because I'm very honest and open and in your face about.
You're from Texas originally too, right?
Yes, I'm in your face on social media about how I believe and what I think, and you won't believe the amount of women that come up to me in this area, you know, moms of my kids' school, or, you know, moms of their kids I'm coaching for baseball. They'll come up to me like, it's so refreshing to have an actual man that has conviction and values and believes in what he believes and is not afraid to fucking share it. It's so sexy. Like, I get that all the time. All the time.
And a lot of these women are married too. That, like, they got kids.
A lot of them are married.
Yeah.
You know,
are they in good marriages, or have they beta-tized their husbands?
Well, I don't think they'd be telling me that if they had a happy marriage.
See, that's the funny thing, right? I mean, like, you really do have to watch women's behavior over what they say. You really do. Anyway. Yeah. So we got, you know, feminist women that we've touched on. We got victim mindset. These like perpetually woke women that talk about the patriarchy only earning, you know, 74 cents in every dollar that a man earns. Why doesn't a woman basketball player get paid as, you know, an NBA star that, you know, is an all-star, blah, blah, blah. Like all of these narratives, like the whole woke mob, that whole victim mindset means that they have to have an oppressor.
Yeah.
And guess who that oppressor is going to be, fellas, if she's dating you? It's going to be the man. Because that's what they've been told. So you want to stay away from victim mindset women. Boss girl types, which is funny because we talked about this right at the very beginning. But these, you know, these women that are all hashtag boss girl, it ties into the disagreeableness, right? Like nobody wants to go and chase excellence all day long and have, you know, fires to put out and people to deal with and bank to make. And then you come home to your girlfriend or your wife and, you know, she's disagreeable. She's the boss girl. There's got to be all these things that have to be done. And guys, don't waste your time on the boss girl hashtag girls.
Yeah.
You ever date any of those women?
No, the minute I smell that, I'm usually out and I'm ghosting them. So it's not really, I'm not really dating them. Now,
you're not looking for a woman that's your equal, right? I mean, you're not looking for like some chick that set up the last dating app and has made 60 million in her career too, are you?
Yeah, right. She didn't hit no 2-0 slider. Now, have I had fun with some of those girls from time to time? Sure. But the minute, as you know, and many guys out there listening, is the minute you come, you're like, what the fuck? How do I get her out of here? You know, and you're like, how is she going to leave? Oh my gosh, she's sleeping here. And then
they're miserable, dude.
And then you don't sleep at night. You get a bad night's sleep. And then she's there in the morning. You're like, how do I would she get up? She's sleeping till fucking 12?
You sleep it in.
Till 12, bro. Have a fucking life. What do you do? Like, I'm up at 6 ready to go. She's sleeping till 12. How do I get her out of here, bro? It's not worth it. So just jerk off and call it a day. Don't do that.
All right. Pet moms. What do you think about these pet moms with, like, you know, 7 cats or 3 dogs and they're all wearing fluffy sweaters?
Well, to me, they're not going to be very available for you because they're going to be all about their animals, right?
Obsessed.
Yeah, obsessed with them. And
horse moms are the worst, dude.
So I'll tell you a story. My ex-wife, she had a Chihuahua and a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, the most beta bitch dogs you'll ever see, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I have a Rhodesian Ridgeback now, who's man. He's 200, almost
man's dog,
115 pounds, huge balls. And so anyway, these 2 dogs died within probably a month of each other, right before the end of our marriage. She was a mess for like 2 months. Couldn't sleep, cried every night because the dogs died. And guess what? About 3 months later, we were divorced. I'm like, wow. I mean, it just devastated her. And so, I mean, I'm not saying that's why we got divorced. There was a lot of other things going on there, but that might have been like the final trigger. And she loved those dogs so much, it devastated her for, you know, weeks, months on end.
Yeah. I've you know, I've run into a lot of these like pet moms where they have a virtual zoo in their house. I remember I met this one chick, dude. It was a fucking apartment the size of my office space, you know, the space that I broadcast in. And she had a chinchilla, 2 rabbits, a bird, 3 cats. Like, I lost count of all these things. It smelled like a fucking dumpster when you walk in there.
Yeah. And the thing is too, when you date a woman like that too, and just say you really like her, but she's got all these animals and you want to take her on a nice vacation, what do you got to do?
Yeah.
You got to make sure you get all these animals to their friend's house or to a breeder or do some.
Well, there's like something psychologically wrong when a person surrounds themselves with like outdoor animals in their house, like lots of them.
Yeah.
Like, I understand like having a dog, like man's best friend. I get it. Like, I'd love to have a dog, but I mean, there's certain things that don't work for me right now. But I get it, right? But when you like fill that hole in your life with like 7 cats and 3 fluffy dogs with sweaters, and you go to Woofstock, like there's problems there. High value men don't need to deal with that shit. Like, I mean, you have options, okay? And then the last one, which you mentioned when you kind of vet your women with the whole Instagram creep, is the attention-seeking behavior on social media. Does she have an OnlyFans selling pictures of her butthole? Is she constantly posting pictures seeking the attention and validation of other men? If you see that sort of behavior, then, I mean, she ain't yours, dude. Like, she's marketing herself to the world, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that blows me away, you must know who Lewis Howes is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he's dating Yanette Garcia, who is that Mexican weather girl.
No idea who that is.
Oh, dude, you got to look up Aussie Man Reviews Mexican Weather Girl. You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, well, let's just get right into that, brother. Do you have a couple of minutes still?
I'm not I don't know Luis Hose. I don't buy his shit. I don't really believe him.
Oh yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. I want to show you his girlfriend before I tell you what his girlfriend's been up to now.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. There's an ad here. I got to skip. Just give me a sec. I'll throw it up on the screen. There we go. Share screen. Boom. I know some of you guys have seen this, but this is Yanette Garcia.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So you get an idea what we're talking about. So Lewis Howes, that's his girl. Okay. And in the last couple of weeks, I saw an announcement somewhere that she just opened up her own OnlyFans.
Oh. What has he said anything about it? Has he come out about it?
I took a quick look, on his social, nothing, but hey, he's letting it happen, man.
Yeah, an OnlyFans thing is a no-go. I mean,
yeah.
That I don't care if it's scarred.
Unless you're running her and she's giving you all that money, Aubrey.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're the pimp.
yeah. Or if I'm in the videos and it's like, I just get all the money. Mm-hmm. But no, it's like, I don't care how good she is, how great looking she is. You got an OnlyFans, dude. You don't respect yourself. You're to me, you're a prostitute. That's all it is. You're a complete prostitute. You're a hooker. That's all.
But Aubrey, people don't just use OnlyFans for selling pictures of their butthole. They also sell private cooking lessons on it.
Are you serious?
I don't know. I've heard that debate come back at some point, man. There's always some weird ass story. Anyway,
don't want that.
Here, let's get you a sign off because I know that you got to run for dinner plans. So real quick here, I want you guys to follow Aubrey on Twitter. It's at Aubrey_Huff. He's hilarious, and check out his Alpha American Apparel, which I dropped earlier, and it's also linked in his Twitter bio.
All right,
dude, man, it's always a pleasure. Let's do it again soon. But have a good night. Thanks for chiming in. I thought you'd be a good guy to have a quick chat on because the topic of the video, man.
That's great, man. Hey, glad you're well, Rich. Thanks again, bud.
All right, take care, man. Peace. All right, I'm going to grab the invite link for you guys and give you an opportunity to call in on the show tonight. Boom. So join and ask a question. So if you're agreement, disagreement, you got a question on something you want me to expand on, hop on in and ask away. Open to everybody, young, old, men, women. Let's have it on the go. So that's the general theme of it. I probably have about another 50 odd minutes before I got to wrap up. So if you guys got questions, bring them on in now. I'm still overwhelmed with the amount of emails that I'm getting from guys on that Exiting Canada update that I did yesterday. It is crazy, the amount of feedback. So if you guys want a like a collab stream on more details on how that works, I'm definitely having some conversations with some other guys that are apparently experts in this space and help facilitate it and could guide you through it the best way possible. Let me get rid of that ticker on the bottom. It's annoying. Hide. And again, the link is in the chat if you guys want to ask a question live tonight on the topic, what high value men look for. This actually came out of a stereo show. I don't know if you guys know what stereo is, so I'll give you guys a couple minutes to get yourself in there, but I want to show you this new app that I'm doing Sunday shows on. Real quick, do a quick plug. There we go. Oh, look, my boy Moff is live right now. and I think he's in the chat area as well too. So this is the app. It's called Stereo, and it's basically, and you can see him up on the top row on the right of your screen, I think. But yeah, check it out, because I do a show every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. and you guys can ask questions there too. It's basically like a phone call with a bunch of people on it, and you can either drop voice questions or you can drop into the stream itself. All right, we're starting to have a few people pile in. Oh, there you go. Moff's already just dropping it in there. Are you live right now? It looks like it, yeah. And yeah, that's a show on Stereo. So if you go pull that up and you'll find it. Thanks, bro. All right, Roger. Let's start doing some of these. Oh, that's somebody always asking about Sigma males. I'll do a dedicated video on Sigma males. I got a few notes on it, so I'll do it while I'm driving one day and give you something in the next couple of weeks. Just stand by for that. All right, Roger, you ready to go, bud? Let's do this.
Yes.
Okay, what do you got going for me tonight, man?
Well, I did not expect that I'll be on your call. Thank you. I really like the content. I have your book here. I'm from India.
Very
Bangalore.
good.
Yeah, so I recently went through a trauma. So it was last November, and I was literally, the person who was there, I was looking at his website, so it was the same thing. So I put myself in the betaization. So I I happened to learn the red pill knowledge from you. I have seen other channels, but I just wanted to appreciate the kind of content that you have created here. So it's just the best. So I have recommended my friends.
Okay, so what's the question for me? Because I just want to make sure everybody else gets a chance to hop in here.
So I feel like I sometimes I feel I regret because of being a beta. So
How old are you?
I don't, it's like I lost a lot of time. I spent
How old
almost
are you?
I'm 28 now.
Okay, you're 28. Okay, so you've got some regret for your beta years. Okay.
I was an alpha. I was dating 12 girls in a row.
12 girls in a row at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was an office. So like every break I used to go with a chick, and then I used to go it was a good time. But I
Okay.
but when I got into this girl, because of the lockdown for a year in India,
Yeah.
I had to stick to this girl, and she was pretty good in the beginning, but later on she turned out to be the actual Jezebel kind. So, but that entire year, she kind of used me. I later on I get to see what has happened. So I feel like I saw everything which was happening to me, but sometimes I do feel the regret. But that's the only thing which I feel bad about. But I really do.
Why do you feel bad about your beta years? Like, who cares, right? Like why is this something that's holding you back?
Yeah, I think that's, I wasn't prepared. I thought maybe I'll be in the waiting list. I wasn't prepared that I would have a question for you. But I don't want to take much of your time. I just
fair enough. But I'm going to say this though, like, a better use of your time is not having regret for past bad decisions. A better use of your time. Eckhart Tolle wrote a book, The Power of Now. Have you heard me talk about it?
No, I have.
Read it.
Currently, I got this book that you had recommended.
Okay, so that's another good one. But read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, okay? And stop living in the past. Like, stop reminiscing over dumb shit that's water under the bridge. You can't do anything about it. So why waste effort, resources on it?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I could talk longer about it, but you'll get the point. I'm getting some feedback from somewhere, so I'm going to have to let you go, bro. But thanks for hopping on, Roger.
Thank you.
All right. Let me go here to the private chat because I got hey, Rich, child free divorce, red pill, never been married again. However, when do you recommend telling women that you're never having kids? Okay, so Ken, okay, well, I can't pull you in the stream because you don't have a mic or cam set up. So I'm just going to remove you from the waiting area and I'll answer your question. So his question is, he's child free divorce, red pill, never getting married again. However, when you are dating, do you recommend telling women you're never having kids or getting married again, or do you suggest be vague and leave that info out and enjoy the ride? You don't need to like lay out all your cards to a chick that you're dating. Maybe she's a plate, maybe it's longer term. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But if it's something on her agenda and she needs to bring it up, then let her bring it up. If she's like, hey, having kids is really important to me. I know you already have two. Is that something that's, something something that you're going to consider, Ken, then you just let her know then, like, nope, I've had a vasectomy. I think we're done. So if you want to, keep hanging out and jive, and that's cool. If not, then I totally understand. That's the way that I would go about it. And there's nothing to hide. There's no reason why you should hide it. I mean, you should be clear about your intentions. I mean, that's what a high value man would do. He wouldn't dick around and be like, well, let me be vague about it. He'll up front and center say what he's about when he's asked. I'm not saying show up and throw up. I'm saying if she asks, deal with it then. Aside from that, I wouldn't worry about it. Let me go back here to the comments, see what we got. So here, let me grab the link again for you guys. Lebowski, I'll pull you in next. Just give me a second. Copy to clipboard. Join in and ask a question. Yeah. Boom, baby. Chat. Okay. Okay, we got our regular back. What's up, Lebowski?
Hello.
What's good?
What's good? Well, in short, got a pretty awesome gig, a new gig in Miami. So I'm moving to Miami pretty soon.
Where do you live right now?
I live in northern Ohio.
Okay, so that's a nice move for you.
Oh, I would say so. Yeah, 100%. So here's this. So I just started reading your book. Today's the first day. Well, listening to it anyways. Okay. So I was remembering a certain part that said, hey, girls don't make rules for betas. They break rules for the alphas.
No, they make rules for betas. They break them for alphas.
Yeah, break them for alphas. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend in the military, who I haven't seen for years, I'm like, he's like, hey, I'm gonna have some free time. We should go out and do something. So I'm like, okay, what do you think about Las Vegas? Girls freaking out. I really don't care. She tried to make a rule saying, no, I don't want you to go to Vegas because like Sin City. You're gonna get wrapped up. And I'm like, yeah.
This is the same girl you were talking to me last time that wanted to set up a threesome.
Oh yeah, but I don't care. I'm going anyways.
Yeah, of course, dude. I'm not telling you to stay, obviously, but I mean, like, she was open the idea of inviting another girl in the bedroom, but she protests at you going to Vegas with your boy.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting update. All right. So what else is going on with you?
So those are some pretty big life events, I would say.
Well,
I mean, not the trip, but the Miami thing.
What are you gonna do in Miami?
Oh, I'm in technology, so I do a lot of softwares and making softwares, working with softwares for an agency.
Okay, good. And is your girlfriend going to come down with you? Or are you going to have a long distance relationship, or what's your plan?
Nope, she's not coming.
Okay, so I mean, you're basically wrapping it up anyway, so it's not like you're going to be like, oh, babe, I'll stay for you, blah blah blah. Like,
yeah, like big deal. I mean, just the idea of someone living with me, not super cool with that unless I'm like, I really want to put a baby in you, or
right.
I mean, and I'm inviting your dog too, so that's like a big no for me.
So
anyways.
She's a dog mom.
Oh yeah, she's a dog mom. I mean, good dog. Love the dog. It's a herding dog. Loves to play fetch.
Cool. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so you got anything else for me tonight before we go?
Do I have anything else? Yeah, you're let's see. I'm trying to think about your book. Give you a topic or something I pulled from it.
Tell you what. Listen to the whole book first. If you got anything you want to dive deeper on, come back on and ask me then. Say, like, this concept kind of, eluded me. Let's create some clarity on it, sort of thing, and we'll dive into it. But yeah, it's good to see you again, man. I'm appreciating the updates.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, take care. Peace. All right, let me grab the super chat here real quick. Randy, hey Rich, if a chick declines to come to your place after having a first date because the friendship isn't there yet, do I smoke it or persist further? After having okay, so this is a second date, and he's saying, yeah, why don't you come on over? Well, dude, she's already trying to put you in the friend zone. If she's using language like the friendship isn't there yet, guess what? She's making rules. She's looking at you as a beta. You know, it's right there in the language, the friendship. So yeah, keep playing along if you want, but my recommendation is next. Yeah, keep reading and finish it twice, then come back. Absolutely. All right, let's see what we got here. I got Muhammad. I'll come and grab you in a second. And boom, there we go. How you doing, man?
Hey, Rich, how's it going?
Good, good. What do you got for me tonight?
Yeah, I got a question for you. I've been watching your videos recently. I'm 26. I moved to Canada back in 2015 from Iran. Ever since then, I've been trying to figure out what I want to do here. I became a professional pilot. You know, the time that my career was about to take off, the pandemic happened and everything stopped kind of. That I didn't let that hold me back. I enrolled in college. You know, I'm doing a real estate course right now in British Columbia, Vancouver.
Okay.
Recently, I went to experience a girl that I liked.
Your signal's going, bro. Okay, here. I'm going to pull you out because you completely froze up. So if I see you move in the green room, then I'll know your signal's back, but you're totally frozen. Sorry, let me keep catching up here. Got these supers. We're good. Eduardo Diaz. Let's see what you got for me, man. How you doing, brother? Hello.
Hey, Rich. How's it going? Can you hear me well?
Good, yeah. What's shaking tonight, man? What can I do for you?
How you doing?
Good.
Well, I just had a couple questions about basically what's the texting dynamic that works out with women, especially now with the COVID dating.
The texting dynamic.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
What do you mean by the texting dynamic?
There seems to be like some power play when you have to text a woman, when you have to date her. And for some reason, it's not as simple as it used to be. So, you know, more or less, what are your thoughts?
It's not a simple how. It's not a simple how. Like what are you running into? What's the roadblock?
Usually the roadblock is women are pretty flaky, especially with the COVID thing is very how could you say, complicated for some women. You know, they're not able to meet you. They're not able to.
No, I would disagree, dude. I would disagree because there's a lot of private conversations that come up in my forum, in my private forum, with men that are dating without any issues whatsoever. When women become flaky, like when you engage, you talk, there's some dialogue back and forth on text, and then you move to have the date, and you know, whatever that looks like for you, and then she starts to become flaky, and I'm doing that in quotation marks here, you know, for those of you that are listening to the podcast. The medium is a message. You know, her behavior is telling you what her level of interest in you is. Have you read my book?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so there's a chapter where I talk about that specifically.
Okay, is that what's the number? Sorry.
Oh, you haven't read my book, then, have you? Read my book, bro.
No, I have.
Read it again. There's a chapter in the book that deals, you know, specifically with women's level of interest in you, right? She's either a 9 or a 10, which is high interest. She's a 7 or an 8, which is indifferent, or she's 6 or lower, and she's essentially a detractor. She couldn't care if you were on fire and she was drinking water. She would just walk away and finish the glass. Okay. So when women start getting flaky, they kind of move into the indifferent category. You recall that part of the book now?
So flaky would be sort of like 1 through 4, right?
Dude, you have not read my book. This is something that you should know like the back of your hand when it comes to women. So buy my book and read it. And then if you've got some expanding questions on that topic, then I can dive deeper for you. But I've just explained it to you, right?
Yeah. I got you.
All right. Thanks, man.
You have a good one. Thank you.
Guys, don't come on my show and fucking lie to me and tell me you've read the book and when you don't understand a concept that I've broken down very clearly and concisely for you in that. Let me grab the super chat. Jesse says, could you elaborate on these emails you're getting in regards to exiting Canada? So the video that I did yesterday, I was talking about, you know, my 8 to 10 year plan, basically, and I'm pretty much done with Canada. You can go watch the video. It's yesterday's video. It's on the 23rd if you want to sort by age. And a bunch of people have emailed me saying, hey, this is my business, this is what I do. I help people, set up residency, citizenship, passport, whatever it is that you're needing. And I can select through different countries based on your needs. So that's what I was talking about. I've got a few calls scheduled out of that. So, I mean, that's the power of having a attentive, responsive group of raving fans that basically watch what you do. And I think it's great. So I'm looking forward to sharing some of that new information with you guys once I've got it. Let's go to, who do I got here in the waiting area? We got Andrew. That looks like a new face. I'll pull you in, Andrew. Here we go. All right, what's shaking? What can I do for you, bro?
How's it going?
Good.
So the title of the video, what high value men, or sorry, what high value women want in men, or something like that. So I have a question: so there are some high value men, and women obviously desire them. So why is it that some of them, when they desire them, they end up getting pissed off that they're alpha or red pill, and these men are expressing it to them, and they act surprised that these men are like this, is when in reality this is what they want, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. So what you're basically saying, if I can paraphrase, is they find the guy that they like, they find the guy that they're highly attracted to and they love, but what they end up doing is they dislike the personality that created the alpha that they want to bang. Essentially.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's pretty common, and it's just a function of the way society is today. Aaron Cleary wrote a good book, so shout out to my friend Aaron, called The Book of Numbers. It's more of a booklet. It's not very long to read, so I mean you can get through it in an afternoon very, very quickly. But he basically breaks down the return on investment on dating and investing your time, money, and resources in women. And he basically came to the same conclusion that I did, which was chase excellence, not women. His number breaks it down to a specific number, and it's a very, very low percentage of women that are like dateable, marriageable type of material for average guys out there, let alone the high value guys. So I mean, like, you got to understand, there's some top shelf guys out there that make 7-8 figures and have acquired a vast amount of wealth that will scoop up these women before the average guy can.
Yeah,
right?
That makes sense.
So I mean, like, you're going to run into that with chicks. There's going to be the woke squad, the oppression Olympic squad, and all that comes from like the hardcore left-leaning agenda, that really, tries to vilify men and masculinity. And the weird thing is, like, like you experience is women are strongly attracted to men that have strong masculine virtues and cues, but they don't like it when these guys set up boundaries, or they're like red pilled or something like that. I don't want him getting red pilled. He's going to do this, or he's going to cheat on me. It's like chill. Okay. Just toe the line. Okay. That's all you have to do.
So that's a good point. Now, the other thing too, I noticed is that I think like when I became more red pill aware is some of the women that I knew, and you know what, it's whatever. I could care less. But I noticed you mentioned it, I think, in a few videos where, they changed their attitude because now you've discovered the truth of their nature. So I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, why is it that they don't want to know the truth then? Why don't they want us to know?
Women, see, this is where guys go deeply wrong, is when we try to explain red pill concepts to women. They don't want to hear it. They're going to pretend like they want to hear it. Like, there's a lot of women that watch my show. About 5 to 10% of my audience is actually women. So almost like 1 in 10 now are chicks watch this, but they're watching it as a fly on the wall, right?
So they really could care less.
Well, they want to hear what the men are talking about.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to learn for themselves, for the betterment of themselves. So there's a part of that you got to admire to some degree. But at the end of the day, like, are they really going to do the work? Like, are they actually going to act on it? No. So women just want guys to get it, generally speaking. If I can distill it down to anything, you don't want to explain these things to them. You shouldn't have to explain these things to them. They just want to be with a guy that they can look up to, that they see as a giant, that is their best option, and they're very happy with. That's all that they want. And if that's going to come with, him, looking at some chick with giant boobs when she walks in front of him, she's going to have to suck it up, right? Or she's going to open her mouth, or she's going to open up her mouth, and he's going to be like, I don't care, because he's red pill. I don't care. You can yell at me all you want.
But that's I love the hypocrisy in that too, is because it's like, well, if she looks at a decent looking man, you know, and if he comments on it, then there's pointing and sputtering going on. But you know, I don't know, I just find it hypocritical.
Hey, listen, there's nothing fair about anything for dudes. So just get over, like, you know, the concept of fairness, you know, and hypocrisy and all. Like, women are just women. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, solipsism, hypergamy, it's not a bug of who they are. It's
just a feature. Yeah.
Right. So you just accept them, you know, for what they are. You can love them for what they are. It's all good in the hood. You don't have to worry about anything else, and just don't let them get under your skin. Like, you don't, like, one of the things that comes up over and over again is when guys argue with women. It's like, don't argue with women. Like, stop arguing
you're
with
wasting
women.
your breath. Yeah.
Yeah. Just walk away.
Yeah.
Right. Remove your attention and walk away. Anyway, you get the point though, right?
Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
You'll be all right. Okay, man. I'll let you go.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. So there's a couple of comments here from Moff again. I got to put back up. Women want to hold on to their power over men. They don't want us to know what we know. They want you to know this, but they just want you to inherently just get it naturally. They don't want you to have to read a book or watch a YouTube channel or, you know, buy a course or any of those things. They just want you to get it. They don't really care where you get the information from, but they don't really want to know that you're getting it from my book, from Rolo's books, from YouTube channels out there. They don't want to know that. That's what Moff's basically saying there. Get used to it. Yeah, try to keep the questions on topic. And if there's something that, you know, I don't know, like, I don't have time to go and read all the other comments. Like, I stay on the YouTube comments. So come on over to YouTube and watch over here, please. Or if you have a question, I've been dropping the join link. It's that StreamYard link if you want to hop on and get some clarity on something. All right, let's see who else we got in here. I'm going to go to here. I got to make some room. Eduardo, I'm going to let you go. Just make some space. Roger, you've already been in, so I'm going to remove you as well. Okay, actually, let me finish up with Muhammad because it looks like his signal's back here. All right. You were saying something, and then you totally froze up.
Yeah, sorry about that. My internet crapped out. Yeah, just basically, because since a very young age, I had to take like a lot of responsibilities. You know, coming here, my parents couldn't speak English. I had to do everything, you know, to take care of my family. Yeah. And I read a lot, you know, and I watch your videos of this nature. You know, I've been labeled as too formal when it comes to
too formal.
Too formal, yeah.
Okay.
When I, like, for example, when I hang out with girls at my age range, you know,
how old are you again?
26.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, you're a 26-year-old pilot and you're in school. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good.
So yeah, basically, what I want to know is that, do I need to dumb it down a little bit when it comes to like interacting with women? You know, especially
what do you think she means when she's calling you too formal?
So this particular girl, like, that I liked and I expressed my feelings for her, she's a very wealthy woman, and she's kind of
living. Is she also Persian too?
No. She's Canadian. Okay. Right. She kind of lives in this fairyland that wants a dog to protect her. You know, she wants her man to protect her. You know, she don't want to talk about serious stuff, you know, about ambition and these kind of things. You know, I expressed my feelings for her. She completely ignored me and I completely shut her down. Like, I don't follow her at all. But I just want to know for future experiences.
Was this a girlfriend or just a girl that you were interested in?
So basically, she had a boyfriend, and out of the blue, one day she texted me and she was like, "Yeah, we're breaking up. We haven't had sex in a long time, you know." And we hung out, and I expressed my feelings for her. Maybe it was too soon.
You want to know what happened there?
Yeah.
She basically contacted you because she wanted to get her insides rearranged properly. And then she discovered that you're too formal, like you're the nice guy, you're the beta. She's going to make rules for you. And then she moved on.
Right. No, I moved on as well.
Yeah.
I didn't like follow up with any text or call or anything like that. I actually, if anything, that experience made me to focus on myself a little bit more. You know,
okay, but let me just get some clarity on something. You said that you expressed your emotions to her. I think you said, was that the word that
my feelings for her?
Okay, so you expressed your feelings. So how did you express your feelings to her?
I told her that I like her and I liked her for a very long time, you know, and I wanted to take it somewhere serious, more serious. Basically, I just wanted to get out of that friend zone that she put me in, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's over.
Yeah, you screwed up big time, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you got to live and learn, right?
No, well, okay, fine, but you got to understand something. You never express your feelings to women. Like before she says any, like the word love never comes out of your mouth until she's like hook, line, and sinker for you. Like she's head over heels. Okay, she's been baking for you. She's been cleaning up your house, doing your laundry. She's told you that she loves me. You know, all that sort of stuff. You don't open your mouth about your feelings to her, about her, until that starts to happen.
Right.
Until then, you're spinning plates, man. She's an option in your life. She hasn't entered your frame. She hasn't proven herself. You don't know what her red flags look like. Blah blah blah, and all that sort of stuff. You don't open with, "Hey, I've been fond of you for a long time, and I'd really like to make you my girlfriend."
Right.
That's that's like the way to dry her up.
That totally makes sense.
Okay.
But for future references, though, what kind of advice do you have for someone like me?
Well, read my book first of all. Have you read it?
No, I will.
Okay, start there.
I will though. I will get it.
Let's do the plug, okay?
Absolutely.
The Unplugged Alpha, the No Bullshit Guide to Winning with Women and Life. It's on Amazon, print, Kindle, and Audible. You can listen to me read it if you want. Definitely start there. Read Rollo's Rational Male book series, at least the first 2 books. He's got 4, but at least the first 2 will get you the main stuff that you need to know. And then just watch my videos, dude. And, you know, let me know how it goes. In a few months' time, hop back on and let me know how it's going with the ladies.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rich.
You're a pilot, dude. You know what the #1 right swipe job was on dating apps when they did an analysis? #1 was pilot. #2 was entrepreneur. Okay?
Thank you.
Let me know how it goes. I'll talk to you soon.
Do. Yes, sir.
All right, peace. All right, let's go to the super chats here. Brian Dupree. Rich, thank you for all that you do. I hope all the men here heed your advice and make positive changes, starting with focusing on ourselves. 100%, dudes. 100%. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I got fireworks going on outside now. It's Victoria Day weekend here, and it's getting dark, so they're blowing up. You might hear some in the background if my mic picks up on it. All right, let's see what we got here. We got Uncle C's. Is that it, Uncle C's? All right, I'll pull you in next. Give me a second. Okay, Uncle C's. What's shaking, bro? What can I do for you?
Yeah, Rich, it's your boy Uncle C's. This on topic, let me just make sure I don't lie to you. I haven't read your book. I watch a shit ton of your videos. It makes everything you're saying make sense. I just got out of not just 2 months ago, I got out of a long-term relationship with this girl. And she was the first person I really dated. And like ever, hold hands, anything. Only thing I focused when I was a child to growing up, I'm in law school now down in Miami, was
how old
what
are
I
you?
need to do to succeed in my plan.
How old are you?
23.
You're 23, okay. And this was your first girlfriend?
First girlfriend ever. First woman
okay.
I like. Because this is the thing, Rich. All through my life, whenever I saw a girl that I really was attracted and in fact like infatuated and really liked, I would always like literally freeze up. But this girl was the first one that I found attractive that I could actually speak to.
Okay, so there's a lot going on here. So when are you done law school?
3 years.
Okay, so you'll be working in 3 years.
Well, I'm trading now. I'm right now. I'm doing well.
Okay, good.
I paid my Model Y cash. You know, I'm making it happen. I'm paying for school. It's a cheaper school. It's a state school, but I'm making it happen. The business so I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to push some content out. And,
okay, so question for you then.
Every day, like for example, yeah.
So what can I do for you tonight, Uncle C's? What's the question you got for me?
It sucks. Okay, let me just I'm gonna give you a very short version. Very, very short. This girl, she's a Bengali girl, ethnic Muslim parents, and we broke up a lot of times trying to fix things. I don't really, because I know when I'm screwing up and I know when I'm not screwing up. So I let her give her time to come back to me when she's ready to fix problems. And
what's your background?
This happened a lot of times.
What's your background? Was it the same as hers? You have the same cultural background as hers?
I'm Armenian. She's Bengali. We're Christian. She's Muslim.
No, I understand.
Anyway,
my great grandmother's Armenian, actually. No, I understand. So, okay, so she dumped you. Why did she dump you? What did she tell you?
Many times.
Okay, but what did she tell you? Why did she dump you?
She tells me I don't pay enough attention to her. I don't talk to her. She stayed in Miami at my apartment, Rich, for 3 months. She didn't do my laundry. Okay, and I had 4 days straight. I'm waiting for this girl to do my laundry. I'm thinking, what the hell should I do? Should I take her to Gainesville, back home, where she lives in U.S.,
Did you
and then
did
come
you
back and
did
do
you
my own
tell her to
fucking
take care of the
laundry?
laundry for you?
She don't want to clean my laundry. She don't want to clean my room. She don't want to cook.
Okay.
She don't want to do nothing. She
Did
lays
you
down.
did you ask
I
her?
want to
Did you
take
ask
her
her to take care
outside.
of the laundry for you?
Huh?
Did you ask her to take care of the laundry for you, or did you just like, expect her to do it by
Yeah, Rich,
osmosis?
from the very beginning, I talked about what I need out of a woman.
Okay, so what did she
Okay?
say to you?
She said she's gonna give me what I need, but then
Okay.
she's a liar. She's flip flop.
Okay, so
And
why didn't you
so
get rid of her then?
I got rid of her. She kept coming back. She wouldn't let me get rid of her. She showed me at my house. She knows where I'm gonna go. She goes there, and over here I'm over here trying to make it. I'm trying to, like, I did
Okay.
very well when I was with her last year. Even
Okay,
this year.
okay, let
but
me
this
ask you
year-
this question. Let me just ask you this question so that we can try to stay on topic and get this moving in the right direction. I've got a magic wand that I can produce from my desk. I can wave it right now to solve your problem. What does that look like for you?
Make it stop sucking.
Make what stop sucking? The
Just
hurt?
this feeling, because now I found
Okay.
out.
I will tell
Today,
you what
I
the
found
problem
out.
is. Okay. I will tell you what the problem is. You found out today that she's seeing somebody else, right?
No, her parents marrying her off. I asked her, "Is this what you want?" Three,
Sorry,
four
her parents are
times.
marrying her off?
Yes, to her cousin.
Her parents are marrying her off to her cousin, and she's a chick that would not do your laundry, cook, or clean while she stayed at your house for free while you're in law school.
Yeah, man. I
So
feel
why do
like
you
shit,
care?
but
Hold on. Listen to me. Why do you care? Why don't you have other
listen,
options?
it's not that I don't have other options.
No, you don't
For
have
some,
other options, because if you had other options, then you'd let her go and you would just next her. But you don't have other options, don't you?
you know what my other options is, Rich? My own other options is focusing on my fucking self and doing what I need to do to be successful and achieve my
No.
goals, which I
Nope.
am doing. I'm
Nope.
doing. What do you mean? You're talking about women only? Some
Men love to
romantic. That's what
complicate
some.
men love to complicate their lives and justify why they do it. That's exactly what you're doing right now. You're
Okay.
hung up on this one girl that you've got one-itis for, that's getting married off to somebody else, who's realistically utterly useless. No high value man would let a chick live in his house for free, and she's not doing anything around the house.
That's
right?
exactly what I agree
But the
with.
problem is that you can't enforce that boundary because you're not a high value guy. I mean, take a
Listen,
look in the mirror. Like, I can see two chins from where I'm looking.
yo, you're telling me I know I'm fat. Okay, I know I'm
Right. So
overweight,
if you
okay?
want, to
I'm
have
not
other
lying to
options, you
myself.
got to get your health in order, dude. Like, you're 23. You should not look like that at 23.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a good angle, but that's no
So
fucking
there's,
excuse. I know
so
I'm
there's
fat.
that. So there's that. Then you got to look at your style, bro. Like, you can get way better looking glasses than the ones you got on right now. You got to get your haircut, cleaned up.
Hold
Right?
up. I don't know if you. I like this. This is my favorite fucking glasses, and this is $7 Zenny Optical. Listen, something you need to know about me. My name is Uncle C's. I feel like I'm 180 years old. You know Ben Mala?
Why do you call yourself Uncle C's?
That wasn't called me. I work in a law office. I
Okay.
was 18, right out fresh out of high school, and everybody at this office, I give advice to everybody. They have fucking relationship problems.
Okay, so they call you Uncle then, right? Just because you're like the uncle that they want to go
And
to
my name
for
is Cesar,
advice.
so they call me Uncle
Okay.
C's.
Got it. Okay, but you don't go walking around to women, telling them to call you Uncle C's, right?
I don't, but I made this
Who
YouTube
are
channel
you?
to create
Hey, I'm
content.
C's. I'm in law school. I'm 23. I'm going to be a lawyer. Soon I'll be a partner in a law firm. That's what I'm up to. Who are you again?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just beyond my
You need to
fucking
have
years, so
like an air of confidence around yourself and the ability to take some criticism, because right now you're sucking at it, dude. Because
I
all you're
agree what you're
doing,
saying.
okay, but
Nothing you said I
what you're
disagree.
doing though is you're not listening to what I'm talking about, and then you're basically spitting up the prescription that I've given you, right? I need you to hear me out here, bro. Like, if you want to get some better results, you got to pay attention here. First of
Okay.
all, you got to start by reading some of the books that I've outlined. My book, Rollo's book series, some Evo Psych, so you understand what drives desire in women. You just can't have a chick over at your house and say, do my laundry and make me a sandwich if you look the way that you do. She can do better than you do. That's why she left. That's why she's letting her parents marry her off to some other schmuck.
She came back to me, but I didn't want it again.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's why she's getting married off, right? I mean,
Yeah,
let's take a
because-
look at what she's doing right now, right? Don't argue with me, dude. You've got weight to lose. You have a style. You have to have a look that women are going to be attracted to so that you can lay the boundaries and drop the hammer and say, do me a favor. Can you take care of that laundry for me? And she hops and skips to it and irons the shit for you too and takes whatever needs to get dry cleaned over to the dry cleaners because she's in your frame and she's listening to what you say because she respects and values you.
Point blank period. You're telling me lose some fucking weight, make myself better.
That's a starting point. That is a starting point. Guys come to the red pill. Okay, you know what? I'm going to show you a tweet because this is all going to tie it together for you, and then we'll be able to wrap up. Rule Zero Dad. I know sometimes he's in the chat. I haven't seen him here in a little bit. Let me grab his tweet because this was like off the fucking top shelf, man. This will exemplify exactly what we're looking at here. Where did he go? I'm just going to have to try to regurgitate if I can't find it in my timeline here. Come on, where are you? No, don't see it. Must have got pushed down. But he said something along the lines of guys come to the red pill and then they're given advice like get in shape so that you actually look good naked. Okay. Like you're not a fat fuck. Get in shape. I'm serious, dude. Like 2/3 of the North American population is out of shape. Get your life in order. You're 23 years old. You don't even look 23. Okay? Start there. And don't fucking argue with me. Start there. 1. 2. Here's some resources that you should pay attention to. How long have you watched my channel?
At least 6 months. I'm not
6 months. How many times have I mentioned read my book? How many times have I mentioned read Rollo's books? Have you read those books?
Times. Let me tell
and you haven't read them.
Times.
Stop talking. Stop talking because you're pissing me off. I want you to listen to me. Okay? So you're told to lose weight. You're told to get in shape. You're told to pay attention to these resources and then go and act on them. You won't even start by listening to the advice that I'm giving to you. You're out of here, bro. I'm done. I'm done. I got no time for guys that don't want to listen to the advice that I'm giving them and they want to fucking argue. Okay? I'm done. I don't do that. I'm not here to say the same thing over and over again to argue with people over dumb stuff. Pay attention, guys. All right. Let's see what we got here. Questions related to moving on and become a better version of myself. Actually, I think, dude, Devin, I've seen you waiting around for a bit. I'll pull you in because you've been waiting for a while. Go ahead, dude.
Hey, what's going on, Rich? Thank you for your time, and I will keep it brief. So since we've last talked, I've read Rollo's second book, Preventative Medicine, which is fucking mind-blowing, and also rereading your book for the 4th time. That being said, I am practicing spinning plates, and I'm house sitting for a friend's place, getting to the point. I met this girl. She was hot. She was on the lawn. I got her information, and then I set up a date on the spot. And she kind of alluded to wanting to put me in the friend zone, but on the date, she was very touchy with me. There were indicators of interest, playing with her hair, who went to several places. At the end of the date, there was touching, right? Like I was in her space. And then I went to kiss her and she's like, no, I don't want to do that. But then she said, I'd like to hang out with you again. Am I being put in the beta, or is she saying
the medium's a message, dude?
Yeah.
The medium's a message. I mean, if you look like Giga Chad Thundercock, she would have jumped your bones on the first date if you made a move.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
Women that start making, rules for men and, I like you, I'd like to see you again sort of thing. I'm not ready for that. I have an 8-rule date. I have a bit in my book about the girl with the 8-rule date who 50 minutes into the date, and a few sips into the drink was telling me she doesn't bang anybody until 8 dates. And then 15 minutes into it after talking to her, she wanted to take me to the bathroom so I could have my way with her. Right. So you got to understand that you've got to pay attention to the medium. right?
Yeah,
Women are going to
yeah.
shit test you. And if you're not down with it, then you just have to be firm. Be like, hey, look, I already got plenty of friends. I'm not looking for any more. I dig your vibe. If you want to hang out again, I want you to come over. We're going to do this, that, and the other thing. Right. And you kind of work up to, the escalation. You should definitely always early on or as early on express your sexual interest in a woman. Alan Roger Curry has a great book called Mode One. It's linked to my Amazon bookstore. Have you read it?
No, I'd like to. I've heard you reference that several times.
He's basically talking about how you don't like dance around the subject. Like if you have a genuine interest in her and you want to be intimate with her, let her know. Right. It's not something that you want to leave, to the 6th or 7th date, or, comes up as a surprise at some point. So you can start to express interest in what you're looking from her early on. But that's a good read too, if you want to check that one out.
Yeah. And I will say real quick, Rich, when I approached her and we were chatting, I did let her know that, I thought she was smoking hot, and I said it with, as centered as I could have been. And on the date, and that's the reason why I'm bringing it up, only because there was touching and there was back and forth. Like I had my hands on her waist and we were talking about a lot of different topics, and we went to two different locations.
Don't overly communicate your level of attraction in a chick very early on, right?
I see. Okay.
Like you want to hold that back a bit. That's like one of the things that, after you've been seeing her for a while and, you see her walking away from the bed wearing nothing, shaking her hips in that way that you like. That's kind of after, that's like when you whisper those thoughts after she's like, falling head over heels for you, sort of thing. She'll do anything for you. She makes your bed in the morning before she leaves, all that good stuff, right? That's when you drop stuff like that.
Okay. So then the question is, what do you do to make sure you don't, that, like you just talked about, you're referring to that book, I'm guessing clarifies this on a deeper level, but what would you do in that particular case? Would you just say, listen, I'm not interested in being friends?
Basically, yeah. I've already got lots of friends. If that's what you're looking for, then that's cool. I'm busy on Thursday night. I got something else going on. That's it.
Cool.
Let the hamster caffeinate in her head. If she wants to come back to you or says, well, hold on a sec, Devin, I still want to see you. I'm definitely interested in you. Well, we're going to be escalating next time. You're coming over and you're going to wear that little black dress that I saw you in that picture in.
Yeah, that's that, right. And there you go. That's strong frame. Yeah,
and you flip it around. That's strong frame. Now she might protest. She might say no. She might say, that's not how she sees you. All right, cool. Just drop her off and be on your way. This is next. That's what a high value man's going to do because he's got options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And okay. And I guess I was just under the thinking of like, let me play the game here because it's like, I'm getting her on the date. I'm getting some positive feedback. And I'm thinking, oh, is it a no, not yet? But I see what you're saying. I guess you're trying to push me, correct me if I'm wrong, to the mindset of don't waste your time. If it's not, if you cannot
negotiate genuine burning desire. Moff just dropped in there, genuine desire, my friend. You can't negotiate it, right?
Got it.
It's either there or it's not there. I mean, there's things that you can do to signal higher value when you're dating, when you're communicating. Like there's things that you can do which will caffeinate the hamster in her brain. I talk about some of those things in my book. Rollo covers it in his as well, from a deeper angle, from some different angles as well too. But yeah, but at the end of the day, you can't negotiate her having genuine burning desire for you. Like you want her to be like, that's when you get the best sex of your lifetime, when a chick has genuine burning desire for you. That's when she'll do kind things for you and bring gifts and, surprise you with blah, 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 and that sort of stuff when she's got genuine burning desire. So why even bother investing any of your time, resources, or effort into women that have low interest in you? A better use of your time, if all you're finding is women with low interest and they're trying to friend zone you, is to level yourself up so that you become higher value, so that you're the one that's more spoiled for choice. Right. So,
right.
In my book, I talk about guys taking an accurate assessment of their own sexual marketplace value and deciding whether or not it's a good use of their time to date or to increase their value. Like that's one of the things that you've got to consider too.
Yep. Okay. And I guess
right.
For me, right. Thank you.
All right, Dev. See you, man. How do you call in? I probably won't have time for any more calls. You definitely want to do these early on, guys, if you want to hop onto the stream, because they do get filled up and I never get to everybody. Let me get these super chats here real quick. I think okay. We're up here. DigiNomad says, "Is there an antidote to at the finish line and F the winners? Very low percentage build anymore. Willingness to build seems key. Thoughts? Solid book by Cappy and you." Yeah, the antidote to women hang out at the finish line and pick the winners is be the winner. That's essentially the antidote. There's no cheat codes to life. It's work. It's don't be a fat bastard. Have some game. Be interesting. There's lots of things that women are going to look for in a high value guy's competency skills. The ability to make bank, make it rain. All this sort of stuff. So, I mean, the antidote to that is just be the guy at the finish line that wins. That's it. And then you'll be the one spoiled for choice with women. It's not that complicated. Money Gardner, $100 super chat. Very generous of you. Thanks, dude. From Montreal, I dated Italian, Russian, Ukrainian. Yeah. Same thing in Toronto, dude. I probably dated their sisters. No more Canadian women. Starting to plan an exit from Canada for tax reasons. I'm on board with you there, man. Be careful. We may need to give up our Canadian passport soon if you don't want to pay tax or national idiot. Yeah, that's fine, dude. I've still got my British passport. I was born in the UK. I got a Canadian passport. I'll probably get one or two more just so I have some options. You want the ability to maneuver, obviously, as a guy in today's world. It's crazy out there. Dungeon Aim, €10 and change says, "Hey, Rich, love the content. You mentioned interest scale. What am I doing wrong when a girl is an 8-9, touchy sexual butt grabbing, but when meeting, but a 4-6 via message?" Well, she has other things going on, bro. If she's got high interest with you in person, that's good. But if she's busy, distant, cold, non-responsive via messaging when you're setting up the next date, that's because she's spinning plates. There's nothing else to it. She's got other options that she's entertaining right now. Chris actually made a good point that I didn't catch, is you may be texting or spending too much time on your device. I don't often think about every possible option because I'm a very slow and brief texter. Women are always like, "You don't text me back, or you just give me one word answers." I'm like, well, you want me to text you more? Send me more naughty pictures. How about that? We can talk about those. I'm not having long ass conversations on handheld devices, unless you're talking on a phone, obviously. You can talk a little bit longer. But okay, let's do one more here. Let's see what we got in the private chat. Okay, we got Marvel Light says he kind of wants to argue with me. All right, let's see what your argument is. What's your disagreement, man?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so my argument mainly stems around like broader society, and it's kind of like a common theme I've noticed with a lot of people in this realm is kind of just like this mentality of like, hey, just get yours, get to the finish line and move on, and screw society, let it burn itself to the ground kind of mentality. Like you mentioned, leaving Canada and whatnot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
when the stats are in, and the stats are, boys or kids need their fathers, intact families are better for society, all that.
Well, let me be clear, dude. I'm not leaving my daughter behind. I'm not going anywhere until she's an adult. Okay.
Oh yeah. No. I'm not talking necessarily specifically about your case, but I'm just saying like, okay, the mentality of just letting society go to hell and kind of not caring, kind of giving up, throwing your hands up, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Why is it that you kind of have that mentality, I guess? Like why don't you want to push back on it, I guess?
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. So how old are you?
I am 28.
You're 28. Okay. And I mean, you're sounding like a trad con to me. So I'm guessing that you're looking for like a conventional type of relationship with a woman, happy house, kids running around, greeting you when you come home from work. Like, is that what we're talking about?
I mean, obviously that would be great, but I know it's not possible anymore.
Well, it's not that it's not possible. It's just you have to be really, really careful as a guy today if that's what you're going to do, and you have to take an intelligent approach to it. So I've got more material coming out on that this year because I get like Marvelite. I get this question asked a lot by guys. It's like, why are you just letting it burn? Like, why do you not care? And I spent a good deal of my life giving way too many fucks to things that weren't deserved of my energy, my F's. And I talk about managing your F's in my book. There's a chapter specifically on that topic, and it's not a good use of my time. It's not my job to save the world. I'm not going to run for politics to try to change policy to fix shit. The vast majority of the population wants to be woke, behaves very socialist, wants high taxes, continues to vote for woke socialist high tax agendas. Okay, cool. Have fun with that, guys. Let it burn. I don't give a shit. I'll just pick up and I'll go somewhere else where I'm going to be treated better. And that's the approach that you get to when you realize that your Fs, you know, when I say manage your Fs, that your Fs have it's a limited resource. You can only dispense, you know, so much of it to things that matter. And I can use those Fs for parenting my kid, running my business, hanging out with friends that I like, travel, driving supercars. Like, all these things matter to me more than trying to save society. Society doesn't want to be saved. I will spend time saving society when I see society shows me that it wants to be saved. It doesn't want to be saved.
Well, you mentioned, you talk about putting your dent in the universe. Wouldn't that be a bigger dent, you know? I mean, you've done a lot with this channel, but
yeah,
you know.
yeah. So how long have you watched my channel?
I'd say on and off for like about 2 years now. Okay.
So you've probably seen people call in. You've probably seen, I mean, I don't know if you read my book, but if you look at the reviews of my book, if you look at the reviews on my coaching platform on Clarity, I've had like well over, I don't know, 226 written reviews. They're all 5 stars. People raving how I've saved their lives. That's my dent in the universe. Guys that want to do the work, right?
Fair enough.
I'm not here to fix the world. The world doesn't want to be fixed. And to be honest with you, it's a really, really bad use of an individual's time to try to change the world around them when you can use that effort, resource, and money changing yourself to become a better version of yourself. I'd rather level up, be a higher value guy, higher status guy with reach, more influence, putting a dent in my universe, putting dents in the universes of men that follow what I talk about, that actually want to take the actionable advice and do something with it. Those are the guys that I want to help. That's where I want to spend my time. I don't give a fuck about the rest of society and their bullshit.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I get it. I'm not diminishing that. Yeah, you have made a big dent specifically in this space. My second question is specifically about what about for your daughter, and all this stuff that you mentioned about seeking a high value guy. Are you going to tell that to her? And what about the world that she's going to live in and all that type of stuff?
All women operate with the same firmware, right? So by default, hypergamous, solipsistic, they have trouble seeing, you know, beyond their own nose. Women are highly emotional. So she's just another female. And the best that I can do as a father is guide her and give her the information and the knowledge and set some boundaries that would facilitate a useful adult female human being, right? That's the best that I can do. But there's outside influences, there's other things that, you know, come at her in the school system, through media, through screens, through all kinds of other crap, you know, friends, social circle. So is it important? Absolutely. And I'm going to do the best job that I can do. But, you know, aside from that, I still got lots of years with her still. She's still young.
All right. Well, thanks, Rich.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Thanks for coming on and challenging me on that. All right. I'll see you later. Let's pull them out here. We're about the 90-minute mark. That was a really, really good session. I enjoyed that. Let me catch up on these supers and then we'll wrap it up. Montreal interest. Okay, Ross Perot. Is now a good time to cash out on selling a house, Raleigh, North Carolina? I appreciate the super, dude, but I don't know anything about the Raleigh, North Carolina real estate market, so can't help you there. I would do some research on the real estate market there and see if it's on the uptrend. And even if the housing market's on the uptrend, it's not necessarily a sell signal. You know, it depends on what your life choices are. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna have to let the rest of you guys go in the waiting area. I'm not gonna have time to get to y'all, but every Monday night I'm on 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I almost always try to take call-ins as much as possible. So if you want to call in, if you have a question, if you have something you want to dive deeper on, if you've read my book and there's a concept that you want to expand on, please, guys, start here. You know, Muff was kind of joking when he said, you know, make sure you read this before you come on the show, but it's appreciated that, you know, you're supporting the creation of the content on the channel by taking the distilled work that I've put out there for you. Super cheap, dude. It's less than $10 on a damn Kindle. But start with that, because there's basic concepts there that you guys need to understand, especially when you come at me with like ideas that I've already talked about in the past or I've written about in the book. And it's like, okay, this is like 101 and this bores people. So let's talk about something more interesting. You get my point, right? But start there. So Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Just over my shoulder here before I go, I got a shout out to the channel sponsor. Where's my ticker banner? There it is. Boom. Over here, coopersoap.com. So Tactical Soap is pheromone infused. It's handmade. There's no endocrine disruptors in it. Longtime sponsor of the channel. You guys are showering anyway. If you want to support the creation of content and get a pheromone infused soap, which will give you a little bit of advantage on the sexual marketplace, you guys still have to know game. You still have to know game. You just can't soap yourself up and think it's going to solve your problems. All right? Lose that weight. Anyway, I got to use the right hand over here. It's mirror image. coopersoap.com. Check that out, guys. Thanks for that. And we will wrap it up on that note and see you guys next Monday. Will be my next live show. And I got a bunch of videos that'll be coming out this week. So probably a few shorts. Hopefully my editor gets some wicked clips out of this one tonight. We had some good chats. And thanks, Aubrey Huff, for hopping on. Go to his t-shirt company. The link was there earlier. And throw him a little bit of love. Let's make America, North America, alpha.